Ever wonder what the shoulder patches worn on a military uniform mean? The patch worn on the left shoulder is the unit the soldier is currently assigned to, and a patch on the right shoulder is that of the unit he or she served in combat with. This patch is important to soldiers and veterans because each of those colorful patches has a story behind it. When you become part of a military unit, you become part of its history, part of the history behind the patch. Hi, I'm Jim Bromley, and this is the Roving Historian channel. Here's a disclaimer for you. As a rule, Marines don't wear shoulder patches on their uniforms. There were 6 Marine divisions formed during World War II, and they did wear patches back then. After the war, the Marine Corps stopped the practice of wearing shoulder sleeve insignias because they believed it fostered a sense of disunity within the Corps, which prides itself on being a unified body. In other words, everyone's a Marine. However, the division patches were and are still used on organizational equipment, signs, graphics, and besides, I wanted to include Marine Corps units in this series, so this video is a summary history of the 1st Marine Division, nicknamed the Old Breed or the Blue Diamond, during the Vietnam War. In 1965, the 7th Marine Regiment, part of the Old Breed, participated in the first major engagement for American ground forces in South Vietnam, called Operation Starlight and Piranha. By March 1966, the 1st Marine Division headquarters was established at Chu Lai. By June of that same year, the entire division was in South Vietnam. The Blue Diamond zone of operations was the southern 2 provinces of the I Corps area, Quang Tin and Quang Nai. Between March 1966 and May of 67, the 1st MarDiv conducted 44 named and unnamed operations. Major engagements included Operations Hastings, Union 1, and Union 2. In all of these operations, the 1st Marine Division units decisively defeated the enemy. During the 1968 Tet Offensive, the Old Breed was involved in fierce fighting with both Viet Cong and North Vietnamese Army elements. It successfully beat back and decimated every enemy assault in its area of operations, then pursued the enemy into his sanctuaries. It was during this period that Marines from the 1st and 5th Regiments fought in the Battle of Hue. The 31-day battle against the NVA and Viet Cong involved intense house-to-house fighting. Over 200 Marines were killed in the fight to retake Hue, and over 1,500 were wounded. The Ticonderoga-class Aegis-guided missile cruiser USS Hue City, CG-66, was named in their honor. Decommissioned in 2022, the Hue City was the only naval vessel named for a battle of the Vietnam War. U.S. Marine Sergeant Alfredo Gonzalez was awarded the Medal of Honor for his fearless gallantry above and beyond the call of duty at Hue. The USS Gonzalez, DDG-66, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, honors the memory of this hero. It was also during this period that the 1st Marine Division earned its 7th and 8th Presidential Unit citations. After 6 hard years, the 1st Marine Division returned to Camp Pendleton, California in 1971. However, the Vietnam-era chapter of their service was not over. In 1975, the division supported the evacuation of Saigon by providing food and temporary shelter at Camp Pendleton for Vietnamese refugees as they arrived in the United States. Today, the 1st Marine Division is the largest United States Marine Corps unit on active duty. The 1st MarDiv is also the most decorated unit of its size in the USMC. The 1st Marine Division is the ground combat element of the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force and is stationed at Camp Pendleton, California. The Old Breed will continue to serve the Corps and their country as long as they are needed. The Marines of the division live up to their motto of no better friend and no worse enemy. If you'd like to read about the 1st Marine Division in the Vietnam War, I would definitely recommend reading Hue 1968, A Turning Point in the American War in Vietnam by Mark Bowden. The author also wrote Black Hawk Down, and this book puts you right in the action. When I read it, I was shocked at the description of the urban fighting that was more reminiscent of World War II rather than what you'd expect to find in Vietnam. An Amazon affiliate link to Hue 1968 is in the description below. If you enjoyed this History Behind the Patch video, I hope you'll hit the like button and leave us a comment. Swing by the channel to find more, and please subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos and help us build our channel. Finally, always rate, review, and share what you enjoyed reading. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.